Hey, what's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Hey, my name is Jhon-AleX, and finally got myself my first Harley. I've ridden different bikes before, to include a sports bike, sports bikes, but never had my own Harley. And today I went ahead and I finally got a Harley Street Bob. Okay, and it's pretty cool. It has apes on there, not the full 14. But you know, this is what it looks like right here. This is our Bob right here. Street Bob. Has you noticed that you have, I don't know if you're seeing, you can see that well like that. There you go. It's like tens. I had to charge it a couple times because it was sitting. It was sitting, so we had to charge it, get it charged. Notice that I do have the sissy bar in it, the small one. It's the removable. The seats, I may change the seats because, as you see, it's separate in the front as the back. So I'd probably just try to get one of those where it's the full seat going all the way across. See? Modifications, not thinking of any yet, just yet, because the only mods I really wanted on any bike, any cruiser that I had, because I had a cruiser before. I had a Boulevard, and I have ridden Harley Sportster, but they didn't have apes on there. And I think the bike handles a lot better, especially these types of bikes, if you have apes on the ape hangers on there. Not the extreme, but to me, that's just my opinion. You get a better ride, and it just feels like you could handle the bike a lot better. The bike is all black, as you can see. Read the view. The scheme, of course, of the color scheme, as you can see, it's black, powder coated black, and some chrome on it. I don't know, maybe down the road I may change the handlebars again, where it would be probably all black. The cool thing about this, because I know normally the Bob usually have the spring load shocks in the back. Look right here. See that? Like, they usually come with the springs, and this here actually has the air shock, which is pretty cool. So if you're carrying depends on who you're carrying on the back, you could actually adjust it appropriately with the air pressure. It takes a special Harley pump to do so, and the outlet is under the seat. Once you remove the seat, it's right under there. Other mods, as you can see, the pegs. I like the pegs. Notice that, for the rear pegs, for the passenger, got those right there, pretty neat. Um, the rider's pegs. It's right here too. Conveniently placed, I think, because the brake is right here. So, I mean, I think it's really neat. And instead of putting all the crash bars and all that stuff, if you move it forward here, you see that there's another peg right here, which is suffice as your relaxed pegs, you know, if you want to stretch your legs out while you're riding. Normally you usually have your crash bar and the pegs are mounted on it, but this works as well, which is fine. Spokes, not too bad. And what I like about the fork, it's already pretty much done where you have black and it goes into your chrome. You know, some bikes usually, I don't know which model, I think it might be the 2009 or so, but they have straight silver forks all the way down. So yeah. Standard bob light, as you can see. One mod I believe I'm going to do, if I can, is I'm going to try and replace the regular bulb inside there with one of those brighter bulbs, one of those xenon bulbs, you know, to get it a little brighter. And down the road, maybe these indicator lights will turn on signals. They have the ones now where they're actually LED, so it would actually work out pretty cool. And maybe raise them up and bring them up here in the fork, because that's like, it's pretty style right now, the way they got them on the forks. But actually not the fork, sorry, on the handlebars, you know. But so far so good. Like the bike. Pretty neat mods that it have on there right now. It's very strong, 1300 cc's, you know. Rode it. Actually have to say it is one of the strongest bikes that or biggest bikes that I've ridden so far. You know, Kawasaki Ninjas, all that stuff, I mean, 1,000, but I've never been further than, past that, especially on a cruiser, at least. So it do have torque. I just took it off. I just got off the road, test riding it, and it has a lot of torque. So you got to be careful when you're going to give it gas. You know, when you're going to hit that. Overall, really nice on the roads. Pretty smooth. One thing I did notice, if you don't adjust your shocks, you'll have a little bit bumpy ride. You'll have more of a bumpy ride, so it depends on what you like and how comfortable you want to be. I rode a Suzuki Boulevard before, and those are like Cadillacs. They really nice, soft and soft ride. The suspension, great. You know, and pretty quiet. You know, as opposed to the Harleys, they shake a lot. You know, and it's not a bad thing, of course. It's just the way how they're built, and but it shakes a lot when you're more in the neutral position. You know, once you're riding the bike, you know, it kind of it tends to shimmer out or pretty much balance out. So and not to mention girls like it. So if it's shaking, you know, they're baking. Air pressure, I think the gentleman told me 30 in the front, 40 in the back or so. I have to go through all the specs, and next time I do another blog, I'll have like all the specs and everything. One thing that I forgot to show you guys was um, this modification that was done here. Um, Normally they come with the Harley air filter, as you can see. You know, this was changed out here too, and stuff like that. It has a Screaming Eagle air filter. Not bad, works pretty good. So, and well positioned, I think. Well positioned, because when you're cruising, and for those who ride and who have long legs, as you know, the air filter tends to get in the way when you're hugging that gas tank with your leg, with that right leg. So this kind of gives it a little more comfort, where see how the pipe is bent this way, so it's actually more out the way and you could hug it a little better here, that way. So I like it. So far so good, and those are my reviews of that's my review of the Harley Bob and Street Bob. And guess I'll see you guys on one of the rides when I'm GoProing it. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Jhon-AleX, we're on the road.